Good evening and welcome to the Short Track Super League here in Brazelton, Georgia at Lanier Speedway, where we are gathered for the final round, or the penultimate round I should say, for the modifieds. The schedule doesn't show anything for next week, but that's because they haven't determined what track they're going to use for the final. We have 20 drivers entering tonight's race, and let me bring down the sound there just a little bit so you can understand what I'm saying. Hopefully, we are looking at the final minutes of practice here at Lanier Speedway. Let's bring up some information that we have for you about this track. It is located in Brazelton, Georgia. It is less than 4/10 of a mile long. Actually, it's 0.38 miles long. The ambient temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. The relative humidity is 47%. It is a partly cloudy sky. We're racing under the lights here. The sun is already setting. The winds are 2 miles an hour, so not very important at all. And the track temperature is 74 degrees Fahrenheit, which should not bother the drivers that much. A cool track is usually a grippy track. Although in the background there you see that doesn't always play to be true. We're here for the penultimate round of the series. Let's bring up some point standings for you. It is still Kyle Eli in the lead of the championship with 218 points, but the guys behind him are closing in as Kyle was not with us last week, and to be honest with you, I haven't seen him here this week either. So it might just be that the pursuers there are going to be in a pretty good position to take that lead away from him before this is all said and done. Jake Brooks is in second with 165, Samuel Fontaine in third, Michael Steffen in fourth, Jacob Shockley in fifth. You can find your favorite drivers down the order there. The point standings are showing that, pretty much everybody down from, let's say, 7th or 8th place are pretty much going to be no longer in the running to win this thing. But that doesn't mean that there's still some honor to fight for and some positions to take home. So, final moments of practice here with a new name, I believe, the 074 of Timothy Trowbridge on the top of the timesheets there, with Mike Mahoney in second, Samuel Fontaine in third, and Adam O'Brien, the man that you're looking at here in the 74 car. He is currently in the fourth position with Curran Beckler behind him in fifth. And then Zeems Brooks, Michael Steffen, Mark Herzog, and Mike Dorfey round out your top 10 drivers. As said, we have 20 drivers entering this race, 19 of which have posted times here in practice. Michael Benedetto is in 17th, and Richard Benedetto is the only driver that I have not yet seen on the track to post a practice time here. All right, final half minute of the practice session, and guys are still eager to try something. Coming out of the pits there is Mark Herzog in the 47 car. As you can see, the pit stalls themselves are kind of located in turn 3 and on the backstretch. The exit to the pit lane is here in turn 2, and the entry to the pit lane is in turn 3. Well, I should say turn 4, really. And you were just driving by there, so backstretch here. That's actually where the pit stalls are, as you can see there. That is basically looking at the turn number 3 and 4. All right, we're getting ready to go qualifying here. The guys have a 5-minute allocated time to post 3 laps. Best lap will count. It is individual qualifying, so the drivers cannot see each other, but we can see whoever is on the track. And one of the first ones out here is Michael Benedetto in the 25 car. And we're also looking already at Michael Steffen being out, Samuel Fontaine being out in the 91 car. And the first one to post a time is Curran Beckler, and he's already being pushed down the order by Adam O'Brien and Samuel Fontaine. And it looks like Curran Beckler's second lap was a little bit quicker, and he pushed himself back to the top of the timesheet there. Mike Mahoney now coming into the third spot, and Samuel Fontaine has taken to the pits already and is going to try again. He's got 2 more laps to go, I believe. Jake Brooks looks like he is posting the quickest time currently, 12 seconds 3:30. And let's take a look at Fontaine. Yes, he only posted 1 lap time, so he should be able to bring in another one. And it looks like Jake Brooks has left it at 2 laps there. Not everybody aware of the fact that they've been given a 3rd lap. And a lot of the race organizers in these leagues will give you a 3rd lap just to make sure that you have enough time to warm up your tires and be able to post a decent representative time of what you can do. Samuel Fontaine has posted himself or pushed himself up into the 3rd spot now. Michael Durfee still out there. He has brought in a lap that puts him on the 10th position currently. Timothy Trowbridge, one of the faster guys in practice, is pushing himself up into fourth. And once again, leaving it at 1 lap, maybe. Going back out. Yeah, he's going back out. We have Matthew Telder joining us here very shortly in the O2 car. And once again, I have not seen Kyle Eli this time around yet. And he also missed last race, so that might be that he is waiting for to make the final a little bit exciting. And Trowbridge has posted another time, 12.611. That was not faster than his first lap. Matthew Telder posted 3 lap times, but his first one was his best, and that currently puts him in 17th position. Final car that is out there on the track is Jason Coe, the 54 car. Well, let's see what Jason can make of this. 13.227, that is the 20th time currently. And he's pushing himself up into the 19th position now. And we have one more driver that has yet to qualify, which is the 18 car of Jeremy Boucher, I should say. He has not been out there yet. And Jason Coe is done with his qualifying attempt here, and that leaves us no drivers on the track. With a minute of qualifying still to go, we still have Jeremy Boucher that is that has not posted a time, so hopefully we can find him and have him come out there. And it doesn't look like anybody is getting ready to be taking anything out. Jake Brooks is sitting at the end of pit lane, but there is not much movement going on here. And that makes for some quiet before the storm, I guess. Final seconds of the qualifying session, folks, are taken away. As said, we have 21 drivers entering this race, 20 of them qualified so far. On a 0.38 mile oval, it's going to be a busy night here at Lanier in Brazelton, Georgia. And we have a race. We should have heat races also. And let's bring up the grid. And this is kind of awkward. We have one heat race with one driver. That really doesn't make any sense. Not sure if this is going according to plan here. We do have a pace car rolling around. I'm not sure what's happening here, folks. It looks like iRacing has jumped into a heat race that has no entries. There is nobody on track. So that seems to be a bit awkward here. I cannot tell you what's going on, and I hope the admin is seeing this and...
Caution, yellow flags.
Well, the pace car's going back out for the yellow. This is something I have not ever seen before. Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
I have no idea what's happening here, dude. We have a heat race with nobody in it.
Yeah, so just the reason being because of the heat sessions we had to had the potential qualifying. Anyway, long story short, iRacing kind of screwed up here, so it's just going to be a pause. We're just trying to get it advanced to the feature.
All right, we'll just wait it out. Thank you, man.
What you gonna do? Thanks.
Okay, folks, you heard Michael Steffen confirm that this is something that iRacing is kind of doing on its own, and there we have the advancement to the feature race here. We do have a starting grid for the feature race, and
Yeah, it's
let's.
that's happened to me, and especially dirt, like the consi and stuff. Sometimes if there's nobody there, you have to wait it out.
All right,
It's like
all
a
right,
glitch.
all right, Michael. Thanks very much, man. I didn't move you back to your team. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no worries.
All right, folks, let's go and see walk you through the starting grid here. It's Jake Brooks on the pole position in the 57 car. Then it's Curran Beckler alongside him. On the second row, we have Samuel Fontaine and Timothy Trowbridge. Then on the third row, Mike Mahoney and Adam O'Brien. The fourth row is for Ken Zeems and Kevin Davis. Fifth row, Mark Herzog and Scotty Zerk. Sixth row, Mike Durfee and Kevin Horniak. Then we go to the seventh row, Wyatt Sapp and Bradley Miner. And then the eighth row is for Jeffrey Eddy and Michael Steffen. And the ninth row will be Matthew Telder and Michael Benedetto. The 10th row is Jason Coe and Richard Benedetto. And the final starting position should be for Jeremy Bouchy, but I doubt that he is here. And that's what kind of set the system off in a spin there. So hopefully everything will work out. As normal for this series, the yellow flag laps are not being counted, and that will show, you will see on the left side of your screen that the scoring tower gets a little bit upset with that, but don't worry about it, we'll get it all figured out. It looks like Wyatt Sapp is in the pit, maybe opting to start from the pit. 2 warm-up laps here for the feature race. On a short track like this, that's what they usually do. The pace car, you see him go in. The call is out on the radio. We are racing at Lanier. And we have Jake Brooks taking the lead in front of Curran Beckler. Samuel Fontaine being pushed back to the third position there. And it looks like everybody has gone through the first few corners unscathed. We have Timothy Trowbridge there in the number 074. The pinky kind of looking car is on the high side there of Mike Mahoney. And it looks like that high side is working pretty well for these guys. But Mike Mahoney now gets away from him and takes Adam O'Brien in the 74 with him. We see Ken Zeems in the 90 car with Kevin Davis on the outside in the 21. Mark Herzog passing Davis at the as we look at him. That Mark Herzog there is the 47 car. And it looks like further back in the field it is Wyatt Sapp already in trouble in the 46. And that brings out our first caution. He dives into the pits to get clear. Not really sure what happened here. Oh, let's bring it back a little bit further. He's below the yellow line. Oops, a little too far. You will see him come around the next turn okay, and then he'll get below that yellow line there, and that upsets the car, and it throws him around. There you see him too far below that yellow line, it throws him around. So Wyatt Sapp causes the first caution, goes into the pit lane. Let's see if he is back out on track. It does look like he is, or not, I can't really tell. No, he has left the race. And there you see what I'm talking about. The scoring tower starts to go a little bit crazy here. And it's a little tough to figure out who's who and what's where, but we'll have to make this work either way. And let's go and find who is out there. It looks like it's Curran Beckler that is the first car behind the pace car, and that means that he has picked up the lead from Jake Brooks and Samuel Fontaine there. We don't really know what happened to Jake. We can try and bring something back and see if something happened to Jake. It's a little further back than that. It may have been. No, he was already in third position there. There they are lining them back up again. The lights on the pace car are back out. Gonna go back to racing. Curran Beckler hits the gas, and we're back on it. Samuel Fontaine there on the high side. It looks like Jake is coming to his inside, picks up second position with Adam O'Brien in fourth. We have another caution. And that looks like the 21 car, and that is Kevin Davis. Let's see if we can... Ooh, there we have it. It's the 13 that is involved in this as well, and that is Mike Durfee. It's actually the 21 that loses it, and Mike Durfee not being able to avoid the mayhem there. Most other guys are pretty lucky, I would say that. It looks like Kevin is back on his way. We have Jason Cole coming down pit road with Mike Durfee doing the same thing there. And Jason Cole also coming in. Mike Durfee is in the pits. Kevin Davis staying out there. Kevin Davis having more problems. You're not really sure what's going on. It looks like he kind of he's taking a shortcut in pit lane. That's not entirely how it works, guys. It doesn't look like he's getting penalized for that. Well, I'm not really sure what he's doing, but it doesn't look like he's... and I spoke too soon. It looks like he's going to have to go down all the way down pit road and get this sorted out. And meanwhile, it's Curran Beckler still leading the pack here. We go single file. We are racing once again. Curran has a good start there on Samuel Fontaine in second, Jake Brooks in third, Mike Mahoney in fourth, and Adam O'Brien in fifth. And it looks like Jake is already working hard on passing that 91 car of Fontaine. Jake, as you saw earlier, is second in the championship, and a win and a top finish here would definitely bring him a lot closer to Kyle Eli. And we have another caution, and it looks like the 74 there into the 38. That is Mike Mahoney, and the 74, that would be Adam O'Brien. So Adam O'Brien and Mike Mahoney getting together here. Let's bring it back for you one more time. There you have him. That's the fight for a fourth and fifth position. That is kind of going a little sour there, and it looked like the pink car of Timothy Trowbridge gets by there, luckily. Drivers waiting on the pace car to pass them and get in front of the field. Every once in a while, iRacing will bring that pace car out right in the middle of the field and tells you to wait on it. We have Jeffrey Eddy in the pits and Mike Durfee. I don't believe he left. He might be waiting on repairs, but and later tonight, folks, we're going to be taking this league to the Iowa Speedway for their truck race. That'll be following this broadcast pretty much immediately. We should be going live there at about probably about, let's say 9:40 or something like that. So keep an eye on that if you like the trucks racing at Iowa. Back again in double file. We are racing once again. Looks like there was a bit of hesitation from the Curran there on the start, but he is taking the lead in front of Samuel Fontaine with Jake Brooks once again in third. Timothy Trowbridge now in fourth in that kind of fancy colored car there. He is picking up third position from Jake Brooks. And it looks like Jake is having a little bit of trouble keeping up at this point. It's not always easy to find your way here around and find your groove on a short track like this. Slightest mistake puts you down quite a bit in speed. Behind Brooks, we have the white car there of Matthew Telder. And further back, the 669 of Michael Steven in the pack here. Mike Mahoney has dropped back all the way to 15th with Adam O'Brien in front of him in 14th. They got some work to do. Let's go check back on the leader here. Curran Beckler in the 35 car is about a half a second away from Samuel Fontaine now in the 91 car. Timothy Trowbridge is still in third, holding off Jake Brooks. Looks like Jake Brooks has found his groove pretty good, trying to stay with him. And further back here, it's Mike Mahoney and Adam O'Brien going back at it again in 14th and 15th position. They're not making very much progress, but they are having fun, I'm sure of that. And Fontaine seems to be closing in on the leader, and it doesn't really get a chance to pursue that dream because the yellow is back out. We have Michael Benedetto back in problem here. It's the 47 tapping him on the right front there. Ooh, a lot of guys just scuffing him there. The 47, that was Mark Herzog. Bring it back one more time. Mark Herzog in the 47 there, touching that left front wheel, that right front wheel of the 25. Turns him around. And then 2 or 3 cars, including, I believe, Mahoney and Adam O'Brien, they scuffed him on that wheel there as he was sitting still. He's rolling again. It looks like Kevin is back in the pits or has not left. Well, he should be back because he has left. And we have Adam O'Brien in the pits. Kevin Davis, oh, just told you that one. Michael Benedetto, the 25 car, took it to the pits to get some tires there. And it is still Curran Beckler in the front. Looks like Adam O'Brien is coming back out. He will probably have to wait until the entire field gets by him there. There you have it. And once again, lining them back up, getting ready to go racing. And this time Curran has no hesitation whatsoever. And Timothy Trowbridge is quick to respond, picking up second position there. Jake Brooks on the inside of Samuel Fontaine picks up third. And it's actually Matthew Telder that is also starting to challenge Fontaine there. Good start for Timothy Trowbridge in that, I don't know what to call it. It's purplish, pinkish, I don't know what it is, but it looks kind of fancy. And he is right now the only one that seems to be catching or staying with Curran Beckler there. It looks like Samuel Fontaine is working his way back past Jake Brooks and Matthew Telder. Telder on the inside now of Brooks. And we have another caution. A 47 and a 61. Mark Herzog and Jeff Horniak. Not sure what happened here. Let's go and bring that back for you. This Mark Herzog is the yellow car, and the 61 would be Jeff Horniak. And it looks like Herzog just gets underneath him, and he's not aware of the 61 coming down. Typical short-track racing incident. It looks like both of them are back on their way. And once again, Kevin Davis is taking an alternative route into pits. Doesn't seem to see the need to follow the rules there. Mike Durfee into pit lane. And it also looks like, I believe, Bradley Minor showed a little bit of a blinking. Might have some connection issues with that car. There we go once again. Curran Beckler early on the gas. Timothy Trowbridge responding quickly. Samuel Fontaine coming to his inside but doesn't have the momentum. And Brooks right behind Fontaine there in fourth position. Matthew Telder in fifth. Bradley Minor in sixth. Scotty Zerk in seventh. And the field is staying pretty close together here. Samuel Fontaine and Jake Brooks going at it. That is for your third and fourth position. Curran Beckler about 3/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second now on Timothy Trowbridge. There you have him. The top four drivers close together. And it looks like Timothy is looking to get racy. Let's ride along with him here for just a little bit, right behind the 35 car. And as you can see, the track is really short and it's difficult to find a place to pass.
The yellow flag is out.
And we have another yellow. Let's go and figure out what has happened. I don't really think anything has happened. There we go. That it is. The 74 and a 52. That is Richard Benedetto being turned around by the 74, and the 74 is Adam O'Brien. It looks like Adam O'Brien has left the race. And we're trying to find Richard Benedetto. There he is. He is still rolling. He's catching up to the back end of the field there. Wyatt Sepp and Ken Zeems and Adam O'Brien have left the race. Jeremy Bouchy has never started. Mike Durfee is in and out the pits quite a bit. But it looks to me like he is still running, albeit 15 laps down from the leader. There we go, we're racing once again. Beckler and Throwbridge and Fontaine on the bottom there in the black car. It's the 57 of Jake Brooks on the higher side. Matthew Teller hanging on to that 5th spot really well. He's been in that 5th spot since we started racing, I believe. He's actually come from way back. He's moved up 12 positions since the start of the race, and he's kind of been hanging in that 5th spot for the last few stints here. Curran Beckler hanging on to the lead. Samuel Fontaine has taken 2nd position from Timothy Trowbridge. There we have a back marker that looks like the 25 of Michael Benedetto. Meanwhile, it's Jake Brooks hanging on to the lead group here in 4th position. And Matthew Teller here in 5th position, losing a little bit of ground, as is Bradley Miner, who's already got Mike Mahoney behind him. And Mike Mahoney is passing. Oh, that's not going the way it's supposed to. Let's see what happened there.
The yellow flag is out.
It looks like Mike just did that completely on his own. He got a little bit too eager on the gas there. You can tell that the 24 is moving up, so there's no contact at the moment that he goes around. He's just trying a little bit too hard there. Pace car picking up the field here with Curran Beckler still in the lead. Mike Mahoney taken to the pits. And he has left the race. And that means, folks, that we have 14 running cars left. With Durfee, the number 13 car of Durfee. He is the final running car, 15 laps down. So at the top left of your screen, you can see that time-wise, we are pretty much halfway into this race. If we reach the 45-minute mark before we do the 100 laps. It is whatever comes first, 45 minutes or 100 laps. I will say Curran Beckler so far doing a very good job staying in control here. Once again, single file restart. Beckler on the gas early. Fontaine staying with him there. Trowbridge in third and Brooks in fourth. Matthew Telder still in fifth. Bradley Minor still in sixth. Scotty Zerk in seventh. Michael Steffen is now in eighth position. Kevin Davis in a 21 car has worked his way back up to the ninth position. And Jeff Horniak is the 61 here. He is in 10th position. He's got some back markers to deal with before he can get to Michael Steffen. Beckler still controlling this race, and definitely not for lack of trying behind him. Samuel Fontaine pushing hard there. Timothy Trowbridge doing the same. The top three drivers here fighting for the lead. Jake Brooks trying to hang on there. It looks like he's running a little bit wider than the other guys. He stays away from that yellow line. Let's ride along with him here real quickly. 3 cars in front of him. That's Beckler all the way in front, Fontaine, and then Trowbridge right in front here. And we have another caution. Let's go find out what is going on. And it's once again Michael Benedetto involved. Not sure what happened. It's the 61 actually getting into him way too hot into the turn. The 61 is Jeff Horniak. Horniak has left the race after this incident. And it looks like Curran Beckler has decided to get some fresh tires. And he is the only one of the lead drivers that is doing that. That could be a either ballsy or costly move, I would say. We'll see how that turns out. Obviously, when he has brand new tires, he will be quicker than the other guys. But he still will have to work his way through everybody, because that pit stop is going to bring him to the end of the line, obviously. Benedetto back into the pits as well. Michael Benedetto 3 laps down. We have 9 cars still on the lead lap, the last of which is currently Beckler after his pit stop. Let's go find Beckler. There he is. As you can tell, he is in good company of lapped cars there.
Green, green, green.
And we're back racing. Samuel Fontaine picks up the lead once again. Timothy Trowbridge in second. Jake Brooks hanging with him there in third. Matthew Telder in fourth now. Bradley Minor is in fifth. There you have Minor. And behind him it's Scotty Zerk, then Michael Steffen. Curran Beckler already passed Kevin Davis, and he is now in 8th. And there you see the difference of older and newer tires at work. Beckler already passing Steffen for 7th, and I have no doubt that he'll be working through the field here very rapidly. Already catching up to Scotty Zerk. Fontaine still leading with Timothy Trowbridge in second, Jake Brooks in third, Matthew Teller in fourth. And you are looking at Curran Beckler trying to work his way back through the field after having pitted for new tires. And it looks like he is gaining on the guys in front of him. There he's coming up to Scotty Zerk, going around the outside fairly easily, I would say. And that, once again, is the difference between new tires and used and tires that have about, 47 laps on them. So Curran Beckler now in sixth, already looking at the tail of the lead group there with Bradley Minor in front of him. Fontaine still leading with Timothy Trowbridge in second. A little bit of a gap between all these cars now. Jake Brooks in third, Matthew Teller in fourth, and then Bradley Minor already looking at Curran Beckler coming up to him. Lap 50 of 100, so we are over halfway in time, halfway on laps. And Michael Benedetto back in pit road. There you see him. Fontaine still leading, Timothy Trowbridge in second, and Bradley Minor and Curran Beckler. Beckler closing in on Minor. You can clearly see that Beckler has the ability to keep those turns tighter than the guy in front of him. And I will say it's not going really fast, but Beckler does seem to have the better handling car. The track is just very short, and it's not easy to find your way around somebody. There it looks like Minor actually understands that he's not quick enough to hold this guy up forever, and he's just given him an open door there. Curran Beckler now in fifth position, and he's got about 2 seconds to make up before he gets to Matthew Teller. No changes at the front there. Samuel Fontaine, Timothy Trowbridge, Jake Brooks, and Matthew Teller hanging on to those first 4 positions, with Curran Beckler on his way towards them. But it doesn't look to me like he is gaining on him very quickly. .8 seconds now. There is Telder. And that's what it looks like from the rear end of his car. That in the distance is Curran Beckler trying to close in. He is about 1.7 seconds behind, closing, but not very quickly. Let's check on your leader here. Samuel Fontaine in the 91 car seems to be in control here over Timothy Trowbridge and Jake Brooks. Matthew Teller here behind some back markers now. The 13, and that should be Mike Durfee. Letting him go. The 669, that's Michael Steffen in 9th position. He has gone a lap down. We still have 8 cars on the lead lap, Kevin Davis being the last one. And it doesn't look like he's very close to being lapped at this moment. Let's check back on Curran Beckler, also working his way past Durfee there. Still in 5th position, 1.5 seconds. I'm sorry, 1.2 seconds separate him from Matthew Telder. So Curran Beckler is definitely gaining. And Beckler's last lap time wasn't actually quicker than the man in front of him. That could have something to do with traffic there, because now it is, his last lap time is at 12.7 as opposed to Teller running at 12.8. He has brought the difference back to below 1 second now. There you see him. That is Bradley Minor, or I'm sorry, that is Matthew Teller that he's going after. the white car in front of him. Right along with Curran here for a little bit. So up front, it's still unchanged. Samuel Fontaine is in control here. He's got about 7/10 of a second on Timothy Trowbridge. Jake Brooks is about 8/10 of a second behind him. And then Telder is about, let's see, about 2.5 seconds behind Brooks. Worrying about the number 35 car behind him here, Curran Beckler, who's getting closer and closer all the time. There you see it. The 126 of Jeffrey Eddy going out of the way there. Back marker, good job. Curran Beckler closing in on Matthew Telder for that 4th position. And it looks like Beckler is really not closing in that much anymore. There we see Kevin Davis being lapped now. That means that Scotty Zerk is the final car on the lead lap in the number 6 car. Let's bring him up here. That is him. Samuel Fontaine still out in front. He almost has a full second now on Timothy Trowbridge. And Jake Brooks seems to be closing in on the 074 car of Trowbridge. Back markers being helpful there, maybe. Michael Steffen going out of the way nicely, leaving the fight to the top guys. Jake Brooks really close behind Timothy now. "20 laps to go." Good long green stint here. Maybe that idea of Curran Beckler to get some tires was not a bad idea at all. There you see he passed Matthew Telder. Let's bring that back for you once again. Ooh, it looks like Telder. And there you have it. Tire difference. Telder going a little sideways. That gives Curran Beckler the edge here. He picks up 4th position. He has about 3.1 seconds to make up towards Jake Brooks. And once again, his idea of getting tires, which he did on lap 40, might be a pretty good idea. Looked like Matthew Telder was struggling a little bit there. And let's go and check in on the guys fighting for 2nd position. That's Jake Brooks in the 57 going after Timothy Trowbridge for 2nd position. They are about 1.3 seconds behind Samuel Fontaine. Brooks trying to go wide, trying to go low. Not fast enough to make anything serious happen here. But it looks like he's staying with Trowbridge quite well. There you see Michael Benedetto coming back out from pit lane. Rolling along here with Jake. And it definitely looks like everything has settled down quite a bit. Good green flag stint that we have here. How far ahead is Samuel? That is Samuel right there. So it looks like these guys seem to be gaining a little bit on Samuel Fontaine. Curran Beckler is definitely not gaining on Jake Brooks. So let's keep an eye on these guys here. Once again, passing a back marker that looked like Jeffrey Eddy. Lap 93, less than 10 laps to go. 8 laps to go to be exact, now 7. And the 21 going out of the way, that is Kevin Davis getting another lap down. Scotty Zerk still on the lead lap. And he looks like he's getting close to being lapped as we speak. That is Samuel Fontaine coming up behind him.
The yellow flag is out.
Ooh, we have another yellow. Let's go find out really quickly what has been the problem here. It is the 24 of Bradley Minor that is going around by himself. And one of the things I like when they do this is wait for the track to clear before they get that car back out again, because that would always mess up people that have no part in your mistake. And it looks like tires are just becoming an issue for Bradley here. That was not the first sideways that we saw from him. It gave way to Beckler to pass him. Well, let's see if there are other takers. It looks like Fontaine is deciding to stay out. We just have 3 or 4 laps to go. It might not be worth it to go into the pit and risk your track position. Mike Durfee is going into the pits, and so is Kevin Davis. There you're looking at Timothy Trowbridge. I hope I pronounce his name the way he wants me to. Pretty particular looking color on that car. I kind of like it. It makes him stand out. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Trying to keep some heat in those tires. And when the camera car is doing the same thing, that's when you need to get out. Well, this is good news for Beckler. He has caught up, and that deficit is gone now. Samuel Fontaine leads the pack here. Trowbridge right behind him. Jake Brooks in third. Curran Beckler now gets a chance to keep up with these guys for starters and then try to make something happen here. But he's going to have to be quick because laps are running out quickly. And it doesn't quite look like he's close enough to really make anything happen. They're going to get the white flag next time by. There you have it, the final lap. Samuel Fontaine in the lead. And it looked like Timothy was going a little wide there. It is Fontaine that picks up the win in front of Timothy Trowbridge, Jake Brooks, and Curran Beckler in fourth. Matthew Telder hanging on to that fifth spot. Scotty Zerk is the sixth position car here. And Bradley Minor is the final car that is on the lead lap there in seventh position. There you have him, your winner, Samuel Fontaine. Let's go and see if we can find some guys to talk to really quickly. We have to get to the next race pretty quickly, so I'm just going to try and see if I can find Samuel Fontaine here. Samuel Fontaine, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Good race, my friend. You looked like you were pretty much in control after Kern Beckler went to the pits. Did you have any trouble with your tires?
Not at all. My goal was to manage the tire the first part of the race. When I have the opportunity to pass a guy for second, and I took it. But otherwise, my goal was like really to conserve those tires. I know that the car was kind of a little tight, so I was trying to preserve them.
It sounds like you made it work pretty good. Timothy Trowbridge was right behind you most of the time. Did he get to threaten you any?
I think on long runs, I started to get away of him. Like I had a pretty good gap between me and Timothy, but I think that was a part of the tires. I don't know, but no, I was feeling pretty comfortable up front.
All right. Okay, Samuel, I'm going to have to keep it short, my friend, because we're going to the truck race here shortly. Congratulations once again. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, first of all, you for the broadcast, the guys for the league, Mike and Jake doing a great job, and everyone in the league. Like we have great racer. We have a lot of caution at first, but like still was a fun race. We have a really long green flag round at the end, and it's a really fun league. And to finish my team, Moneymakers Motorsport.
All right. Thank you very much, Samuel. Tim, second place for you. This is your first race in this series. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. First time out.
Well, that makes it all the more respectable what you are doing here, sir. Second place, that is pretty good. Talk us through there. Did you feel like you had something there for Fontaine or not?
I think I had something probably a little earlier in the run. I tried to attack maybe a lap too early and really just took myself out of contention coming to the white. But heck of a job by him there for that race and trying to keep Brooks behind me. If I remember correctly, yeah, Brooks. That was definitely a lot of fun. Love these tour modifieds, and I got an invite to come over and try these out with these guys, and definitely a good group of guys as well.
Absolutely, it looked like you ran a pretty clean race there, and I guess what you're saying is you burnt up your tires a little bit too early and had to settle for second there.
I tried to conserve as much as I could. I could tell I was running a bit of a different line than many of the front runners. I was trying to conserve as much as I could, but I think a couple of laps before the checkered, I pushed a little too hard. Got to let Samuel run away a few tenths, and Jake came right up on top of me. So.
Gotcha. All right, Tim, thanks very much, man. Anybody you want to say thank you to here before we go?
Yeah, give a shout out to you guys broadcasting. Appreciate it. Always love some TV time. Thanks to the Short Track Super League for letting me join. Got to give a shout out to my boys, the Imperial Motorsports crew, and Checkers and Wreckers. Nice little podcast on Facebook if anybody's interested. They 11 o'clock Sunday afternoon or Sunday mornings.
All right, folks, go check that out. That's an invitation you shouldn't let go. Hey, Jake, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, it looked like you were running pretty strong there in the beginning and kind of had to settle for third. How was your tires behaving?
My tires are great. I just kept overdriving. I overdrove a lot real early, and that's what gave up the lead early, and then I just couldn't get it back. But it is what it is. But Sam drove a great race, and so did Tim. It's always great racing in the mod for sure.
So the early leader, Kern Beckler, decided to go to the pits for tires, and it drops you back to the end of the lead lap course, obviously, but you could tell the difference that those new tires were helping him get back through the field. Did you consider that?
I did consider that, but Adam got into some trouble early and ended up becoming my crew chief and talked me out of it. So thankful for that, because I wanted to come in and get tires, but he said it's short track and it's hard to get to the bottom. Too many cars to pass. So
exactly, and that's exactly what I would bring up as well. Kern did so, and he did make some passes, but it wasn't easy. It's not like you just walk over everybody. So you probably made the right decision there, Jake.
Oh yeah, that's all Adam. He was crew chief in that moment for sure.
Okay, well, you can thank him and have a party with him. Jake, thank you very much. Anybody you want to thank other than your crew chief there?
Yeah, just everybody at Brooks Motorsports, Kevin, Ron, Hunter, Adam, Corey, and Peyton, and they're always always like giving them shout outs.
All right, thank you very much, man. We got to keep it short. We're going to the truck race here shortly. Are
Yes,
you in
sir.
that?
See you there.
Are you in that one as well?
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast as well.
All right, you're most welcome, sir. All right, folks, there you have it. Your top 3 finishers on the interviews here. Let's quickly bring up your race results if they want to come up. There we have them. We have Samuel Fontaine on first position there, Timothy Trowbridge in second, Jake Brooks in third. You heard from all 3 of them. That's your top 3 finishers here at Lanier Speedway in Brazelton, Georgia. Come and see us on the other side here as we are going over to the Iowa Speedway to check on the truck series of the Short Track Super League. We hope to see you there, and if not, we'll see you next week for the Modifieds.